A buffer when the red live, usually 60 seconds, I'd say, yeah.
Somebody stole my paper right here. Look, what a bunch.
Well, good evening, members of council, members of staff. We do have 23 attendees that are attending the town of Stephenville, the great town of Stephenville's public meeting. Today's date, November 23rd, 2023, and I'll take off my glasses. It is 7:14 p.m. A little bit of a wet, greasy night out there, a little bit of snow in Stephenville, but I think it's going to warm up and it's going to melt. I would ask a member of council that we move that the agenda be adopted as circulated.
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Laura Aylward, second by Councillor Myra White. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion
It's
carried.
from Councillor Yulin. He sent an email over. He's trying to log in.
Okay. So we do have one of our members of council that is unable to attend, Councillor Bolin. And we do have Councillor Tristan Yulin that is logging in. So we're going to just delay for a moment to see if we can get them connected via our Teams technology. Here we go.
Oh,
Previously, he joined by his.
oh, okay. It's probably going to be the case again. Fine. No.
Excuse me, guys. I don't have,
Well, that's good to know, Ken.
I don't have a cold either.
Okay, while we're attempting to get connected with Councillor Tristan Yulin, we'll go to item number 2, which is our land acknowledgement. We respectfully acknowledge the town of Stephenville as the ancestral homeland of different populations of Indigenous people. We also acknowledge with respect the rich histories and cultures of the Beothuk, the Mi'kmaq, Innu, and Inuit of the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. So that we have order called the approval of the agenda, item number 3. If everybody had a chance to look at and brief the agenda, I would ask a member of council that we approve the agenda as documented.
So moved.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow, second. Second, Councillor Myra White. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, item number 4, the approval of minutes for our previous meeting, which was November the 9th. The public meeting of council minutes dated November the 9th, 2023, be approved as circulated by our town clerk, Jennifer Brake. I would ask the member of council that we move they be adopted.
I so moved.
Moved by Councillor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councillor Laura Aylward. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 5, matters arising from the minutes. Are there any matters arising from those minutes?
Not that I.
No matters that anybody. Okay, proclamations and delegations, nothing. Okay, committee reports. So we're going to turn the committee report to Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow. She's going to be acting Chair of Finance for Councillor Myra White. Item 5.1, it's all yours, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you. The Finance Committee met on November 20th, 2023 and discussed the following items. Number 1, water and sewer, requesting approval to adjust water and sewer tax in the amount of $1,703.88. I so move.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councillor Lenny Teller, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item number 2, accounts payable for October 2023, requesting approval to pay accounts payable in the amount of $233,903.04. I so move.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councillor Laura Aylward, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Number 3 is a request for donation for College of the North Atlantic, the Town of Stephenville Achievement Award. Requesting approval to give a $500 grant to the College of the North Atlantic Achievement Award Scholarship. I so move.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Susan Gallo, second.
Second.
Second, Council Marway. I just want to say, you know, these. Yes.
Okay.
I just want to say these grants and scholarships and bursaries to students to further their education is very, very, very important. Although we're very fortunate in Newfoundland and Labrador, we have one of the lowest costs post-secondary schools, the College of North Atlantic, and which is quasi-government, along with Memorial University in the country. But it's still not free. And it's often said that some societies, for example, education is free. And they say the baseline of the economics of a country is always based on your educational levels. And countries that look at education as a right and look at a no cost to students and their community and their residents, it shows a lot of forward thinking. And it happens across the world. Cuba, for example, is free education. So on that note, I just wanted to speak how important this is. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Next item, number 4, is waste disposal program. Requesting approval that the Town of Stephenville implement waste disposal program in order for residents to access Western Regional Waste Management Transfer Station site. Town of Stephenville residents will be permitted to use the Western Regional Waste Management card once per year with no fee. Proper identification to verify residency will be required. Card users will be required to follow Western Regional Waste Management sorting requirements, and non-compliant users may be invoiced for extra charges incurred at the discretion of the town. I so move.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow, seconder.
Second.
Second, Council Marway.
Question? Or
Yes, go ahead.
comment? Yeah, for those who are watching, we had some quite a bit of discussion on this particular item because we're coming out of a process where we provided free access to cards for the regional waste site and unlimited, and we are finding in a time where prices are going up, of course, with at the regional management transfer stations and in other places, the tipping fees and so on, that it's become a very, very expensive thing as we've analyzed it. So we are going to move back to, we're going to keep our spring and fall cleanups, and we are going to be diligent around those cards, one time per citizen of Stephenville. However, or I guess the other point I want to make is one of the other reasons that we're doing this is because there has been a kind of a new development around garbage being cross-contaminated. So some of the recycling stuff is added to, some of the garbage is put into recycling, or it's not going into the right places when it goes up to the dumping station and so on. And so all of those things mean extra costs for us. And so as a result, we've made this decision.
Okay, thank you very much for that overview. Also, too, I think it's a very important topic. I remember in the early years in Stephenville, you could take your garbage for free and go to the Stephenville dump. And we used to bury it, and then we start burning it, and then policy provincially got rid of incinerators. And we're still burying it under our management system that we have. We're still burying it. And but the cost associated with it is the biggest detriment to our society and our green space and our environment, my perspective, because I really don't think there should be a cost for getting rid of your garbage. So what we've done in the early years of town Stephenville, we only had spring cleanup. So in the last few years as council, we tried to step it up to have a cleaner, greener community. So we went to spring cleanup, fall cleanup, and then we have bids actually at our public works. We were doing Friday pickups. We got out of that primarily in July and August also because it's a time, the tourism season. And refuge and garbage in front of everybody's house during the, never a good thing to see. But now this new tipping fee causes a lot of pain, not just the cost, but the cost to get to Western site at St. George's.
Yeah.
The cost of fuel is very expensive. But this will alleviate some of the pain. So normally every resident got time to put the garbage out in the spring, do it in the fall. And if they do a little house renovation or something to clean out the garage, they can come get a dump card once a year. Because the cost was getting a little out of control, as Deputy Mayor Susan Fowler said, it was up to $75,000 a year for dump cards. So we're trying to control it. As council, we've been having some discussion too about going forward in the next 24 months about having mechanized container pickup. So we would get out of having blankets and nets and crows and gulls strewn all over our town. So that's something we're working on as we move forward. So on that note, any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item 5 is approval to tender garbage collection, requesting approval that the town of Stephenville issue a tender for garbage collection for 1 year. I so move.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Susan Fowler, seconder. Second, Councillor Lenny Tiller. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item 6 is approval to tender building cleaning services, requesting approval that town of Stephenville issue a tender for building cleaning services for the town of Stephenville office buildings. I so move.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Susan Fowler, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councillor Laura Aylward. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
And item 7 is approval to award the RFP 2023-004, requesting approval to award a request for proposal 2023-004 to Sale 72 Missouri Drive as per the agreement to 10503 Newfoundland Limited in the amount of $20,000. I so move.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Susan Fowler, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councillor Marway. Just want to say that it's nice to see the interest on some of the land assets. And we just recently, we did the RFP on the green hangar on Carolina. Now we're doing this building on Missouri, which was the former yogurt plant. And it's nice to see the interest. We're starting to see a lot of businesses doing up their properties now. And people see the hope of the economic boom that's going to actually happen in Stephenville, Newfoundland. So on that note, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Next item 8 is approval to sign funding agreement for project number 17-GI-24-00091 Rose Avenue reconstruction. Be it resolved that the town of Stephenville accept the cost shared funding agreement as outlined from the Department of Transportation and Infrastructure project approval letter dated November 9th, 2023. Project number 17-GI-24-00091 Rose Avenue reconstruction with a total project value of $1,985,344. Town of Stephenville agrees to provide municipal share of 20%, totaling $360,075 for this project, and authorizes the mayor and town clerk to enter into a funding agreement with the Department of Transportation and Infrastructure on behalf of the town of Stephenville. I so move.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Susan Fowler, seconder. Second, Councillor Lenny Taylor. Just want to say that management will always come with the list to repair major upgrades, which is water and sewer and curb and gutter and so forth, for our oldest infrastructure or problem areas. So we have about 100 kilometers of water of sewer lines, and we have about 120 kilometers of water lines. So every year we're doing MCW projects and upgrading the oldest infrastructure. There are times when we have water breaks. There are times when unforeseen emergency repairs have to happen. But with good asset management, we determine our oldest infrastructure. Because I'm pretty well sure that the infrastructure underneath that asphalt on Rose Avenue is at least 50 to 55 years old. So on that note, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
And item 9 has to be removed because we don't have a quorum, right?
No, we do have one.
Do we? For finance?
We have,
Or we got,
well, we got 5. I'm not
you can't vote.
624.
gonna do it, me.
Okay, I'm gonna defer to the clerk.
Yeah, so I'm not in conflict. We're reassigning an
Yeah,
expense that was in a wrong item.
yeah.
I'm not in conflict. That,
On my recommendation is if there's a discussion, if you're conflict, not like. Right, that's our policy.
Okay, so so we need to decide if
Yeah,
if
so-
you're in conflict. So this is around rescinding a motion.
for a wrong payable assignment.
Not to pay somebody.
Right.
It's not to pay somebody.
It's not to pay anybody, it's to
No.
rescind a motion, right?
Exactly.
Rescind the motion.
So what are the thoughts of council on that? Do you see that as a conflict?
No, not unless Tom had some benefit from it.
Well, there's no benefit from rescinding a motion, I guess.
Yeah, so if Mayor Rose is not seeing the conflict.
Okay, all right. So Lenny, Councillor Chiller, I mean?
It's inherent because he voted on the original motion.
Right,
So if he was in conflict on the original motion, he'd be in conflict here. If he's not in conflict on the original motion, he's not in conflict to rescind the original motion.
But if I voted on.
So he
the first
did
one,
vote on the second one, right?
I wasn't in
So-
conflict.
No, that's right, yeah.
You would almost have to vote on this.
Yep.
one,
Yeah, I have to.
okay,
And
Okay.
it would be for someone else to decide. I don't.
Yeah,
okay, no, and that, I mean, all we can do as a council
Yeah.
Yeah.
is use our best judgment based on what we know, right?
Common sense.
So we're saying that it's not a conflict, so in that case, we do have the numbers, so I will proceed with item number 9, which is to rescind motion number 23-219. Let it be resolved that the decision of council for motion number 23-219 concerning supplementary invoices for Art Fest events that was denied in the amount of $4,550.53 be rescinded, as the invoice in the amount of $2,990 was incorrectly assigned to this event. I so move.
by Deputy Mayor Susan Fallon, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councilor Aylward, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Contramine? Aye, or contramine?
Document.
Contramine, 1 contramine, 4 carried.
It needs an explanation, I believe.
Well, you should give one,
Okay.
rather.
Yeah,
The reason I will is the rescinding of the motion says it was incorrectly stated. But in the comments of the original motion on July 20th, it does say, and I will read it. And I mean, this is not to quote the mayor, this is not verbatim, this is just notes on what the round of discussion was. Question was called before the vote. The mayor explained the invoices were part of the 4-day Art Fest events, which was filmed by PBS and will be included in the PBS documentary to broadcast. The invoices were for sound, audio, and dinner. No issue there. He explained as part of the commitment to the PBS event, we had to cover the cost of hotel for the mayor and of Lake City and the CEO of Artfield. That's debatable, but I'm not going to debate it tonight because it's irrelevant to this motion. Because Lake City, South Carolina paid for my and staff members' accommodation during our visits, the invoices, for the hotel and the dinner were equivalent. Who paid the invoices were switched. I won't mention the name of the person who paid for the hotel or the business, but it says, then the Art Fest was over budget by $1,600. And if you compare the cost of accommodations versus the dinner, this was part of the Art Fest events, but also supporting the PBS production. So the motion contradicts what was said in the July 20th meeting. That's the only reason I'm voting against it.
And what was the motion though in that meeting?
Motion be it resolved to be paid a supplementary invoice for Art Fest events in the amount of $4,550.53.
Right.
So
And in the
So-
explanation, we did say, or it was said that it was part of Arts Fest in support of PBS, and this one says it was incorrectly assigned, but according to this, it's not.
For me, I wasn't at that one unfortunately, because I could have clarified, because I did up the budget for Art Fest Stephenville, and this wasn't part of that. It
Correct.
was a combined part of the PBS piece and the twinning of the two, Stephenville and the South Carolina cities. So it definitely was assigned to the wrong number. It wasn't part of the Art Fest budget. It wasn't something that Art Fest even planned or included. It was something that
and you gotta remember too, that weekend, we had a separate Art Fest event that coincided with the PBS production shoot, which was a Town and Tunes event, twinning with Lake City, South Carolina. Everything that in that submission is absolutely 100% correct. And it was the film shoot that took place on Sunday. Then it was the Artist 3 event that took place on Sunday. The first event was Saturday. We had an event in the town square on Friday. So it was the closing of the Art Fest, but this was reassigned. The vote is done. Comments were made. We'll move on to the next item.
did we vote? Did we vote? Yeah,
Yeah.
we voted. Sorry. Okay. All right. Item 10 is the appointment of the Chief Administrative Officer, Be it resolved to approve to hire Mr. Jonathan Galgay for the position of Chief Administrative Officer, CAO, for the town of Stephenville. I so move.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow, seconder. Second, Councilor Lenny Tiller. I just want to say, I'd like to, first of all, say that looking forward to Mr. Galgay taking up the reins and CAO of the fastest growing town in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, Stephenville, Newfoundland.
Well, we got to start to grow first.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not to do it my size, so we're just.
I'd just like to highlight, we did go through an extensive recruitment campaign. We had some great candidates, but it came down to selecting the final candidate. So congratulations to Mr. Galgay. The town of Stephenville is pleased to announce that Jonathan Galgay has been appointed as as Chief Administration Officer. The appointment was made official following the unanimous vote of council. I think we have support at the table for this. We've had some various discussions. Galgay brings over 18 years of public and private service experience to the position and has worked in various roles with the federal, provincial, and municipal governments. Most recently serving as the Chief Administration Officer for the town of Placentia. A little bit of connection there with Placentia and Stephenville, Naval Base, former Air Base. On behalf of the town of Stephenville, I'm both pleased and excited to welcome Jonathan Galgay as our new Chief Administration Officer with an extensive portfolio of experience and a strong background in people management and administration. We are confident he will lead our town forward as we prepare for significant growth. I look forward to working with council and most importantly, the staff in Stephenville as we focus of the town's future, says Jonathan Galgay, Chief Administration Officer. I'm excited to lead the organization forward to support, plan, and develop the many opportunities that await. Galgay holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in Political Science and Sociology from Memorial University of Newfoundland and Labrador. So on that note, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
And that is it, I think, for finance. Just to, yeah, okay, that's it.
That's it?
Yep.
You're done?
I am.
Okay. Nothing late for finance, Jennifer? Okay. Okay, planning and traffic, item 5.2. I'm gonna turn it over to, Counselor Laura Aylward.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
You're welcome.
Hope I don't cough too much, but I think my allergy thing has moved on. 5.2, planning and traffic. The Planning and Traffic Committee met on November 20th, 2023, and the following items were recommended for council approval. Number A, 93-10 Little Port Harmon Road, requesting approval for outline planning permission to subdivide parcel of land located at 911 Little Port Harmon as per survey attached and consolidate with 9310 Little Port Harmon. I so move.
Moved by Counselor Laura Aylward, seconder.
Second.
Second, Counselor Myra White, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. I'm in conflict on the next one, so I'll turn over the council to you.
Okay. Thank you.
Please note that we, Mayor has stepped away from the table. He's in a conflict on item number B, 45 Hillier Avenue. Thomas and Joanne Rose requesting approval for a permit to construct an 8 by 20 foot woodshed on east side of existing barn on the property located at 45 Hillier Avenue. I so move.
Moved by Counselor Aylward, seconder. Second by Counselor Tiller. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Someone in there.
You know, in there.
Yeah.
Number C, Bay St. George Kinsman 2023 Santa Claus Parade. Requesting approval for the 2023 Santa Claus Parade on December 2nd, 2023, from 6:30 to 9:30. The parade will commence on Carolina Avenue through Main Street to West Street, Knights of Columbus Building. Carolina Avenue, Main Street, and West Street from its intersection with Main Street to Boland Drive will be closed to vehicle traffic. No vehicles will be permitted on Main Street during the event. I so move.
Moved by Counselor Laura Aylward, seconder.
Second.
Second by Counselor Myra
I
White.
almost started.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So everybody loves, you know, Christmas is my favorite time of the year?
Is that?
Yes,
Yes.
I love it too.
I love it. I
Yeah,
even love it more than moose hunting.
well, you know,
Yeah.
Now, that might be a stretch.
you hear people say, well,
That's a hard.
oh, I love Christmas, but you got people out there that don't love Christmas.
Yes.
We pertains to different things, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's not.
Yeah.
And we all just gotta.
But I got to say,
Cognizant of that does not everybody feels that joy, but
I gotta say, you know, there is a lot of heartache for some people.
there is
People that are alone, people
people that lost somebody.
break up or lost a spouse or a partner.
Well, my mother passed away on Christmas Day.
Yeah, say, you know,
Right.
you'll never forget that,
Yeah,
yeah.
right?
that's right. Even though she was 94, you know, but
Yeah.
still, and she was in her own home and all that stuff, you know.
But I think one of the good things, you know, even for people who are lonely and shut in and so on, things like a Santa Claus parade where you
Oh.
can get out and see children really feeling the magic and our Main Street adventure, I think, are things that we can offer, you know, as an opportunity for people to just get out and be with other people and just enjoy the winter season, you know, even more than anything else. So hopefully that brings, you know, something for some people, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so true.
Did I say all in favor?
Yes.
Did we do all in favor? Jennifer?
Oh.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna do it just in case we had a lapse in time, there, right? But I gotta say too, one of the things I've noticed, I've done it myself, and it happens a lot in the Tim Hortons parking lot, but you're starting to see in the grocery stores a lot that people sometimes will see somebody in front of them, maybe with a young family. Young families are costly, let me tell you. And paying for people's groceries. And we're starting to see it. I was speaking to a lady at the co-op. She told me they're starting to see a lot of it.
Yeah,
And
Wow,
it's so nice to see, eh?
wow, yeah.
Yeah.
so all in favor?
All in favor?
I
We're having Santa Claus parade.
Yes, yes.
Woo-hoo!
Better be good too.
imagine if we did.
Item D, Dakota Drive, World Energy GH2, requesting approval to issue a permit to grub and grade a parcel of land adjacent to Dakota Drive and Ronstadt Drive. Rorstead, is that Rorstead?
Laura's there.
Drive as per plot plan submitted. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Laura Aylward, second. Second, Councillor Lenny Tiller, all in favor?
Aye.
Item carried.
Item E, 29 Gillis Drive, Rosie Inn, Rosey Inn, requesting approval to issue a permit to operate an Airbnb in the residence located at 29 Gillis Drive. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Laura Aylward, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councillor Myra. I just want to say, I'm kind of thinking that
Well,
demand for Airbnbs and apartment complexes and hotels, everything is going to escalate here, and it's going to be good for the business community. On that note, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
number F, 5660 Prince Rupert Drive, Loblaws Properties Incorporated, requesting approval for a permit to install security gates in existing store as per drawing submitted on the property located at 5660 Prince Rupert Drive. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Laura Aylward, seconded.
Second.
Second, Councillor Myra White, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
And that's it for planning.
And we have one late item, item G.
Can't vote on it.
You can't do that one. You have to refer it.
No, we have a quorum.
Do we?
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
We do.
yeah, we can do it.
Okay,
Yeah. So item G is a code of,
yeah.
you want to go ahead? You got it there, okay.
Yeah. Oh, I got it, yeah. Code of Conduct number 9. Be it resolved that council at a privileged meeting reviewed a code of conduct complaint. Number 9 dated July 20, 2023.
Excuse me, wait
Oh,
now.
excuse me,
I'm in conflict. so
yes.
I gotta move.
that's me. Thanks, Jennifer.
Deputy Mayor Fowler is moved in conflict. Okay, be it resolved that council at a privileged meeting reviewed a code of conduct complaint number 9 dated July 4th, 2023 against a member of council and hereby do not accept recommendation of the external investigator, but rather dismiss the complaint. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Laura Aylward, seconder.
Second.
Second by Councillor Myra White, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All in favor? Motion carried. 4. Okay, thank you very much, Councillor Laura Aylward.
And that's it. No late. I'm not aware of any late items.
Nothing like that. Okay, so, no bylaws and regulations. We got some meetings coming up in the next week on, new bylaws and regulations. I think what we're gonna try to do is once we adopt them, and we have bylaws and regulations in place, but it's like anything, it's like you have to refresh, rechange, reboot. Times are changing. Who said that? Who's that great singer that said that? Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan, okay.
Well, Myra said that. Yeah.
Times are changing. But what we'll do is we'll have them publicly uploaded on our website so people can take a look at, and some of them are very small and some have large significance. Okay, unfinished business. Any unfinished business?
I don't think so.
Anything under new business, item number 8?
As representative for the Sir Thomas Roddick Hospital Foundation, since I was elected 30 years ago, 1993, I took on chair in 2017. So I've recruited a lot of younger members. We are up to close to 20 approximately. Where a lot bylaws allow us to have 24. Our foundation number, money wise is doing really well. We have some good volunteers. Not that the others weren't, but some of them passed on or went somewhere else and I'm pleased to say that I recruited a lady there a year ago to come on the board that grew up in St. George's. I went to school with her father, same grade. And I said, she's a retired teacher and she moved back, her and her husband, about 10 years ago, I guess, to Stephenville. So she took on the chair and I went on vice chair because but a lot of people are reluctant to take on, those. So I'm glad to say that she took it on and I'm working side by side with her to get everything, worked out. And she's got a lot of new ideas. We finally got a new computer at the foundation office. The one there was so old, I think it came along in the olden days, but we did get a new computer and I got to say that Western Health were really prompt in getting it ordered for us and bringing it in. So things are really now to Saturday and Sunday. We have the yard sale on Main Street at what used to be Maxine's dress shop next to Hartree's from Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 2.
Both days.
Yeah, so anybody out there that wants to come by and tomorrow and give us some items for the yard sale, because we can still use items. And then anybody wanting to come to buy can come along on Saturday and Sunday.
It's a great weekend. There's gonna be a lot of people in town on Saturday.
So that's what's on the go so far with the foundation. We do online auctions and we also do the radiothon, and now we got the Tree of Love coming up on December the 11th. And it's going to be held this year in the hospital atrium courtyard, known to people. And that'll be held at 7 o'clock on the 11th, which is a Monday night. And this is going to be, I guess, our first one inside since COVID, because we had a couple of years ago and last year in the courtyard, but outside, in the Garden of Hope.
Yeah.
But I can guarantee you last year it was really, really cold.
Can you ensure that full council gets invitation to that? So,
Well, anybody can come.
yeah, anybody? Okay.
Oh, anybody can come, yeah. So I just want to let you know, it is on the 11th. And you can call in the foundation office and leave your message that you want to buy a bulb in memory of your loved one. You can do that, or you can, Debbie's videos taking donations and stuff like that. So, and it's all on the signs. So the signs are going out and there will be a sign on cable as well. You can do e-transfers, all that kind of stuff. So there's lots of ways to pay, So anyway, we're involved in all of that now. So it's a nice ceremony, I got to say.
Yeah.
And it's nice to be able to be to have it inside. And the Western Health senior people come out and they attend, so that's all good too. So just wanted to report back and say that I'll still continue to be the rep on the board and bring any reports that I need to the table.
Well, I gotta say, I just wanna give an accolade out to yourself and your hospital foundation committee, because what it does, it supports our community as a whole. It supports our health organization. It supports all of our staff at the hospital, administration, all staff levels from nurses to doctors and so forth. But what it does when they see a community group such as yours taking so much interest to help to ensure that they have proper equipment or all the things that you guys, millions of dollars you have raised.
Over 3 million.
Over $3 million to buy specialized equipment. Like, you're not gone unnoticed by so many people. So I just want to thank you for all you do, Councillor Edward.
Thank you. Welcome. And it's nice that people really do appreciate it, and they appreciate that little ceremony. So it's you got the clergy there, and then there's a little lunch and there's hot chocolate and all that. And there's 8 sites on the go. St. George's, and Cape St. George. They raise a lot of money on the peninsula for us. So we're pleased, and we thank everybody that donates, of course, And of course, the mayor has been donating a tree for outside. So the members told me today, and I'll be sure and remind the mayor now that we got to get that tree.
Listen, I scope out the Christmas tree for the hospital every year when I walk up through my property. I don't suppose I need a permit to cut down a tree on my property for the hospital.
Right.
Well, you never know.
I'll check the
Can we check the
I
regulations?
was just gonna say the same thing.
Yeah. So anyways, thank you for that. Any other new business?
Not necessarily new business, but just a point that I want to make to, I guess, to further the discussion around the new CAO. And just to thank our outgoing CAO again, for the work that he's done and the extra time that he's given beyond his resignation to see us through. But the other thing I wanted to point out to those who are listening, which I think is so very hopeful for Stephenville, and that is in this round of applications for that position and for other positions, what we're starting to see now on the HR committee is a lot more applications coming in. And they're very serious applications from all around. And the common discussion from applicants that we've talked to in pre-screening and screening and interviews and so on is they, in all parts of Canada and elsewhere, are hearing what's happening in Stephenville. They're recognizing that we are in a position where growth is going to happen, but that we're also in a position where we can kind of ensure our own destiny. And for people who are into community development and economic development, this is a really exciting thing. So suddenly, you know, we're on the map, even in terms of people who are wanting to come and work here, move here, et cetera. So I think that's exciting. I think it bodes well for us. And I think, again, it reinforces what we on council feel fairly certain about, and that is that the future is very bright.
Thank you very much for that. Yeah, I wish Colin and his family all the best. He brought a lot of economic prowess to the position in his field of economics that he worked in the European Union. And I know tonight or tomorrow, I think the president of the European Union is in St. John's for a significant meeting with the Prime Minister. Newfoundland, Canada's always had a great position with the bilateral agreements in Europe with European countries. But Canada is really playing a large role, especially on the green energy revolution, and how over a year ago we held the World Summit in Stephenville, Newfoundland, because of our rich resources. And we have a tagline, embraced by nature. When we came up with that tagline, we knew we had a lot of beauty, a lot of nature, but who would have ever thought our wind, something you can't see it, you can hear it and you can feel it, that was going to be so valuable. The best wind corridor in the world, possibly. Definitely in North America.
Yeah.
But it had to have a lot of check boxes. It had to have Canada behind it, Newfoundland. And remember, the provincial government lifted the wind restriction to allow this wind development to move forward. But Stephenville is in the limelight. And it's because of our rich raw resources. Our deep sea international port, the closest ice-free port to the Northwest Passage, with adjacency to Europe, connected to an international ICAO-class airport that can land the largest planes in the world. Those entities will grow and get busier over time. Very, very important.
I should mention this. As a member of council, I think we should, and I think we did send something to the funeral home. I should mention that Fred Dutcher passed away. And Fred was a longtime employee of the town. When I came here first, he was the municipal officer, and you know, and we certainly appreciated what he did. We thank him for his service, you know, because he was there a long time, and sadly enough, he passed. So I met some of his children, because I knew his wife because she worked at the hospital for years, and I did go to the funeral home, and they did get I think it was some food or something at the funeral home on behalf of the town, which was really good. I'm glad we did that. And of course, I remind people Saturday that there's a big rally on the ramp in support of the hydrogen project. So I'm hoping that people will get out from everywhere, wherever they come from, and blow their horns or whatever they have to do to let people know that we are, in favor of the project.
Yes.
So I think that's a good thing.
I'd like to speak on that a little bit. It's so nice to see. There's been a silent majority out there supporting this. We've felt it, we've known it, we've heard it. But now, from a profile perspective, World Energy GH2 needs to see it, and the government needs to see how much support is behind this project. So we're anticipating 1,000+ people. And anybody that's listening in, please call 5 friends if you're in support of it. If you're not in support of it, you don't have to call anybody. Just saying.
Stay home. Well, I'll be in my vehicle with
Yeah.
several people. I won't be getting out my vehicle, but I'll be in my.
But a couple of things I want to mention. We've seen, as a town of Stephenville, our goal and role is to advance this town,
Yes.
to set direction, work with management, set policy, projects, and make this town better. Leave this town better from when we entered it, and that's what we will do. But there's been protests against this, and for the most part, I believe a lot of the protesters are just uninformed. I value who they are in their protests because we are Canada. It's the Charter of Rights and Freedom, freedom of assembly, freedom of speech. That is acceptable. But when people are pointing out inaccuracies about why this is bad for us, this is not a nuclear power plant, not another pulp and paper mill. It's not an oil refinery. All those things are good. They create jobs in Chalk River, Ontario, Corner Brook, Newfoundland, Come by Chance, Newfoundland. But this is a clean, green, zero emissions energy project that has Stephenville on the world's map. We have become a global asset with so much international investment. But we've seen some small protest groups, 2030. We've seen it at the World Summit at the Stephenville Industrial Facility on August 23rd, 2022. I've seen a small group at Confederation Building. We've seen a small group at the Gravels. We've seen our MHA take a small petition to the House of Assembly that are against this. But now the people are speaking out. They're mobilizing. This is grassroots. This is community centric. There's communities coming into Stephenville from all over our sector, all of our region. Businesses are behind us, individuals, children, students taking wind energy technician programs at the College of North Atlantic. Everybody is behind this. And this will send a strong message to help government formulate the approval process as they run through their regimen of environmental EIS standards, that we'll get this project moving, and 2024 will be one of the greatest success years in the history of Stephenville, Newfoundland.
Well, you were talking about young people and so on. I was talking to a young couple the other night. Lives in Stephenville, born and raised in Stephenville. And he said, I'm taking the windmill course, he said, at the college. And he said, introduced me to his girlfriend. And he said, I want my children, he said, and I want to grow up here, he said, and I want to have a good job, and I want to have enough money to support them, and I want to build a house, and it's the best place to live. And he was going on and on and on. He's only 27 years old. And that's what I like to hear. And that's what I hear from the young people. What really irked me, though, was this ex-mayor O'Keefe from St. John's getting on NTV with someone, I don't know, from the Godroy Valley. Anyway, if that was something going to St. John's, he wouldn't have been there, though.
I didn't see it.
Oh, he was there? Well, I had mine to go through the TV, tell you the truth. I'm telling you, I saw that young man. I had a mind, well, I could have called him, I suppose I'd have found him somewhere. But the thing is, it really irked me that everything is, St. John's. And he was there with her against this project. Can you imagine? I can't imagine it. Not.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but you know what? At the end of the day,
Just like you,
Project moving forward.
to St. John's and tell them to shut down something that they're trying to put up. You know what I'm saying? Same difference, right?
but you know, at the end of the day, when this project moves forward, and it will,
Yeah,
and families start coming home
Yeah.
and more services and jobs.
our new clinic,
Housing.
doctors will be coming.
Exactly. And it's like Susan said, Stephenville now has got global, national, regional, provincial, world recognition. Being able to attract people to come take on jobs in Stephenville, much easier than it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because remember, after Abitibi Price, you don't lose an industry without taking a little bit of a decline in population and economic prowess. Now, we're turning the tide and we're moving forward.
Well, we've had hard times.
Yes.
You know, I remember when the base closed, because I was one that once was laid off, and my husband too, in 1966.
People cried.
And we had 4 children under 4,
Wow.
or under 6. And I'm telling you, people out there, you know, I was at somewhere one time and they were talking about losing jobs and everything. And I said, well, I'm going to tell you something. I said, I know what it's like. I said, I know the feeling. I've had the experience. And it was devastation. And we were the switch telephone operators, communications. We were the last ones to be laid off except for Pine Tree.
Yes.
And look, I'm telling you, when we got the word that the base was going to close, it was just like, I don't know what it was like. It
Can't
was
imagine.
like the thunderstruck or something, that we couldn't believe that, because they paid good wages to us, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the security at the town because of the base.
Yeah.
And we all just, and everybody was working and it's just like, this is a great town to be into. And because if people were happier because they had the job.
That's right.
And there was a lot of people left and it was devastating for a lot, you
Yeah.
know.
So any other comments before we call
I'll let
for
Mr.
adjournment?
First now.
Counselor?
Can't go without saying.
Yeah.
The food bank is in dire straits. Need food. I know on Saturday, there's gonna be something set up at the rally. I saw yesterday
Yeah.
through Sean Shepherd, asking people to bring a donation. I believe the Stephenville Lightning on Sunday are doing a food
Yes.
drive as well.
Yeah.
And I know times are tough. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind, but if you have a little bit to spare, try to do your part. And I mean, if you don't ever feel embarrassed that you can't, because there's a lot of us that can't.
Yeah.
But if you have the means to do so, please help our local food bank, because we're getting close to Christmas and families are struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just want to say thanks for bringing that up too, that during the rally, Marine Salt Life is a facility on the ramp. It's going to be the building accepting food donations by people. So that I want to thank them for that. But look forward to a big turnout, and thanks for bringing that up, Councillor Tiller. Very important. So on that note, it is 8:07 p.m. Thank you for the 30 attendees that joined our meeting here tonight. Don't forget to go to the rally and bring some food for the food bank. On that note, I would call for somebody on council to move by Councillor Lenny Tiller to adjourn the meeting. Second, Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried, meeting adjourned.
There.